So you're going to Japan.
That's awesome! Japan is amazing, you're gonna love it.
But there are a few things you need to know before you take off. Here are your 5 tips to know before you go to Japan.
Tip number 1, verbal and non-verbal communication is challenging. I'm sorry, what? Konnichiwa!
Arigatou gozaimasu! That took me 3 days to conquer, and I'm probably still not pronouncing it right.
I haven't studied a day of Japanese in my life, but you know what? It doesn't matter.
What mattered is that I kept trying until I got it, and that made my Japanese friends and colleagues very happy.
While you're working through a language barrier, you're also going to be working through a cultural barrier. Japanese style of communication tends to be a lot different than you might be used to. Maybe you're used to direct communication, but Japanese tend to be a lot more indirect, which can make living with a host family a little bit challenging.
One time I had a student who kept a pile of dirty dishes in her bedroom, which her host family did not like, but they felt too uncomfortable saying this to her directly. This caused a big problem.
This difference in communication style doesn't mean that you can just give up and do what you want to do. Quite the opposite.
Always ask if you can help out. Showing appreciation goes a long way in making up for unintentional offenses in Japan. Just be aware, observe, and do as the Japanese do.
Tip number 2, rules are cool.
Fancy yourself a rebel and too cool for school? Go ahead and check your attitude in immigration when you get to Japan.
Both written and unwritten rules are meant to be followed in Japan. So if you break them, you're gonna immediately find yourself on the end of some unwanted Japanese judgment.
Japanese classrooms have very little tolerance for students who don't follow the rules, so be prepared to embrace it. This means not wearing makeup, no piercings, and be on time for class!
You'll also want to pay attention to social etiquette, like not listening to music too loudly.
Shut up and dance with me, this woman is my destiny,
Being polite about your public space. And like staying silent on public transportation.
The sound of silence.
That dude that just fell asleep on the train? Let him sleep! He's probably been working 12 hours without a break and just needs a little him time.
If all else fails you, just be aware, observe, and do as the Japanese do. Tip number 3, sing it with me now. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Showing respect to authority figures is of the utmost importance in Japan. For example, there are many intricacies to the Japanese bowing tradition, so it's a good idea to research a little bit before you go.
Good rule of thumb, if they bow, you bow. If they're an older person or authority figure, bow a little bit deeper than they do.
Lower, lower, lower. Perfect.
Ugh. And you should have this by now, but just be aware, observe, and do as the Japanese do. Tip number 4, stay clean. No, but seriously, cleanliness is always on the hot list.
So, how clean are you?
I don't know, I like to do my laundry once every other day.
No, not Japanese clean.
Even if you think you're a clean person, your personal habits are probably not anywhere close to your Japanese friends and family. And that's okay, just get on their level. You'll become a cleaner person, and they'll appreciate it.
Win-win! Here are a few tips to get you on your path towards cleanliness. Wear indoor shoes and bring separate slippers for the bathroom.
Wondering where the public garbage can is? Well, you're not gonna find one. There are no public garbage cans in Japan, so get ready to carry around your trash.
Because your mornings are gonna be pretty rushed, you'll be showering at night. Do your host family a solid and ask them about the bathing schedule.
Oh wait, one more thing. Just be aware, observe, and do as the Japanese do.
Tip number 5, let's get socialized, socialized. Outside of
school, you'll have some time to spend with your Japanese friends doing different activities. Music is one example. Karaoke is incredibly popular in Japan, so expect to belt out a few tunes, even if the thought of it makes you want to crawl under your bed.
Pop culture is another fun way to socialize with your friends. Icons like Hello Kitty, Pokemon, and other fun accessories are everywhere in Japan. So, bring enough money so that you can buy your own.
If your budget's a bit tight, 100 yen stores are like dollar stores, except way more awesome. The merchandise is better in quality and quantity. Consider these stores for when it's time to buy things for people back at home and you've gotten them zilch.
Never had that happen before. This is obvious, but enjoy the deliciousness.
Tempura,
Ramen,
mochi, udon,
sushi, sashimi,
nigiri,
yakitori,
tonkatsu. Just be aware, observe, and have fun as the Japanese have fun.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. Here are 5 tips. Number 1, the language is hard and you'll misunderstand sometimes. 2, follow the rules. 3, show respect to local customs.
4, keep clean.
5, socialize in new and different ways. Are you ready to go to Japan after these tips? Head over to greenhearttravel.org to find out how you can head off to Sunrise Land.
Thanks again for watching. I'm Hope.
I'm Megan.
Sayonara.